Hi and welcome to Culture Unraveled. Kanye West is undoubtedly a celebrity like no other. It is hard not to be fascinated by the antics and the bizarre things that he does. But one has to acknowledge the fact that he is a genius, which is also the title of his recent documentary. He has achieved considerable success as a music producer, rapper, fashion designer, and entertainer. Of all the interesting aspects that could be said about his life, in this video I particularly want to look into his complex relationship with God. Kanye is a paradox because he constantly keeps shuffling between giving himself to God on the one hand and stating emphatically that he is God on the other. Kanye keeps jumping between these two extremes and it's impossible to locate where he actually belongs. But that's why he needs to be paid close attention to, because he publicly personifies the human paradox that's revealed in the Garden of Eden. The temptation within human beings to take the place of God and then to realize the futility of that actions, but then continue to do so anyway. The difference between us and Kanye West could be that Kanye is much more honest about his narcissism in a way that we are not. Kanye at times seems to be embodying the Nietzschean idea that we need to embrace power in all its forms and acknowledge our greatness rather than relegate it to the transcendent. Kanye embraces the fact that one should not shy away with a facade of humility but openly display one's greatness. Kanye does this through his songs, visual imagery, tweets, and his megalomaniac endeavor. But no amount of finite greatness is strong enough to hold the weight of the human heart. We see Kanye West constantly struggling in his relationship with other artists, his public persona, his family, his friends, and his own inflated ego. But whenever Kanye comes to the end of being his own savior, feeling that he's completely losing the self with no way back, he draws back to Christ and clings on to him for deliverance. We see this right from his initial songs like Jesus Walks to a full-blown album dedicated to Jesus as King in 2019. His journey is definitely not an easy one and clearly reveals the downsides of a life lived as a spectacle for others. But what we see in Kanye is a deep ongoing struggle to understand and relate with God. The tussle between Isis and Jesus, a battle that the former is destined to lose. What is commendable though about Kanye West is that he does not give up. When he understands that he is sinking, he puts an arm out for God to pull him out and displays that gratitude through his artistic gifts. It is hard to take his side when his actions seem so obnoxious. But since the cultural framework within which he operates is so bent on seeing him plummet, that his great redeeming quality might be his willingness to fall into the arms of God when all else fails around him.